Because it's our right.
It's our right. It's our right because we're alive in this too. We have a part to war. Women have a central part in war.
Where?
And you're trying to dismiss us because it's not as a negative.
What is it?
It is negative. But
and please say medical, because we have male like nurses in the Army and we have male cooks in the Army. So we really don't need y'all out there on the battlefield. I'm just going to keep it a buck.
Not as negative. You are right about that. But it's still negative for a woman to lose her love of her life, to lose her father, to lose her whole family in war.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. Hey, that's a fair argument too.
We have a part in war, and I hate that you guys are trying to say it's all men. Only war is about men. Men are about war. It's only men. They're the only ones that suffer the consequences.
No, that's your argument. That's actually your argument to say men should fight the war. Your argument is to say men should fight the war because they're the most equipped.
Men dying change all of our lives. It changes all of our lives.
Hang on. You gotta let me finish my point, and then I'll let you finish yours. It's actually your point to say men are the most badass, and they're the ones who need to fight because that's what a man does. That's what a man does. He goes out and fights all those wars for you. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's what a man does on behalf of you.
Wait,
so
make that face one more time. Make the face one more time, Edge.
That's what a man does for you. If it is so,
clip it and chip it, boys.
That's what a man does on behalf of you, then why is it that you should have the right to vote to make him do that instead of him, who, by the way, you have admitted your God only speaks through prophets, which are men. You have admitted women are not to have authority over men. Well, why in the fucking world then, according to your own worldview, should you have the authority to send men off to war ever, or any female politician ever?
Okay, you know?
Ever.
No female choices. No female vote. Not at all.
Okay, so basically, I just have a simple point is that you are right about the prophets being, men should be a leader in life with women when it comes to like leadership in political parties and so forth. But it doesn't take away that a woman is just as important in the message the prophets have to give. Who was his mother? Miriam. She was so important in his message. She was so important.
Miriam?
His mom, Jesus' mom. What are you talking about?
You mean Mary?
Her name is Miriam.
She said.
No, she said Miriam.
That's her name.
It's Mary.
Well, that's like that's for other. It's
Maximus. What was the philosopher?
Okay, if you guys literally stop thinking from a Christian point of view, it's all religions don't call her Mary. In my religion, I call her Mary.
No, I understand. Okay, I get it. From your perspective, you're calling her Mary.
Christian ideology is Mary. Okay, I respect it, but how I say her name is Miriam.
Okay, move on.
And the point of what I'm saying is, a woman has a part into every piece of a man's life. That's why Eve came from Adam.
Did Mary have authority over Christ?
I'm not saying the woman has authority, and you're using manipulative words to say that a woman has authority over a man's life in war. That's not true. Statistically and educationally, like when it comes to government, like process of voting, a woman does not have the full control or over superiority of a man going to war. That's definitely not true.
Okay, so let me try this out again. I'm just going to ask hyper specifically.
Okay, hyper specifically. Yes.
In your religion, yes or no, should women ever have authority over men? Ever?
No.
No.
Okay. I like the religion.
So in the political process, should women have authority over men ever?
Oh, yeah,
no, I'm not there. They don't. They don't have it. They don't.
And
have
right now,
humanity has
hang on. Right now, are there female politicians in the United States who have authority over women or men? Right now, are there women who have authority over men in the United States?
Yes. Yeah.
And should they?
No, not from my standpoint.
They shouldn't.
No.
So no woman should ever be able to, in Congress or as president or as senator, ever be able to cast a single vote in a position of authority in the United States. Yes or no?
It's undecided for me because I'm not.
No, answer my question. Don't deflect.
No, I'm not as.
Come on, sweetheart. You know what you have to say. You might as well go ahead and say yes. You just agreed that no woman should have domain over a man or should be able to tell a man what to do or to go to war. That means you already agreed to his statement already, and she don't even know it. She's already agreed to that statement, and she don't know it. He just brought it down to he microscoped it. He was like, all right, he said something broad, and then be like, okay, well, now let's bring it down to female politicians. Because we just agreed that all women shouldn't be able to, no woman period should be able to tell a man what to do pretty much or have domain over a man. So since he brought it down to, okay, well, what about female politicians? Now she's kind of like, hold on now, man. You gonna make the feminists turn on my black ass. You gonna make the feminists turn on her light-skinned ass if she go ahead and admit that now.
And I'm not
Don't
in that
deflect.
political field. I plead the fifth because I'm not in that political field. I don't
plead
know
the
if there's a
fifth.
woman righteous
Don't
enough.
just
I don't
answer
know
the
that.
question.
Because there may be a woman righteous enough to do that. She might.
Oh man, so let me get this right. I ask you, should a woman ever have authority over a man? Answer, no. Should a female politician ever have authority over a man? Answer, no. Then why is it that you should be able to vote for a female politician that has authority over a man? Your answer, I plead the fucking fifth. Is that correct? Do we have that about right?
That's what I'm saying. You already agreed to a bigger circumstance of all women should have no domain. It's like that's where the logic fails.
Reduce your position down to where it needs to be yet?
Please, for the love of God, I hope you have.
Oh, no. I thought she was going to say something else.
So can you answer my last question? Should a female politician ever have the authority to send a man to war, yes or no?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
You don't know. Okay.
Please,
Well,
end of discussion.
Got to move on. We do have Stifler. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Can pick 7, starting with you. Go ahead.
5.
Into the mics, guys.
My own looks?
Yeah, looks.
10.
Okay.
I don't know, 8.
Sure, I would have to say 10.
Yeah, 10. I self-love.
6. Like a 5.5.
I'll say 5. 6.5.
Give myself a 5. Andrew.
4.
4. So we've got 10, 8.
Why do all the women
10
laugh at
niggas.
that? Like, what the, am I way more attractive than I think I am? You should just look at me then and be like, Andrew, you're so handsome. It's ridiculous. Like, we just can't even control ourselves. Why else would they laugh? Is it less? Should it be a 3? Like, what am I getting wrong here?
Wait, can I ask a
At least
question?
a 6, Andrew.
Yeah.
Wait, why do people rate themselves less than a 10? Like, I'm curious
Yeah.
as to why you guys think.
Why wouldn't? Because 10 means that you're perfect. And it'd be narcissistic to say that I'm perfect. Like, it'd be pretty narcissistic. Oh, well, I'm a perfect 10. I mean, I'm perfect in looks and everything. It's like, yo, every dude know what a perfect 10 looks like, you know, for a female. And every female knows what a perfect 10 looks like for a dude. And I think all of us guys can admit that we're not perfect 10s. Like, we're lacking somewhere. Somewhere in the 4 6s, we're lacking somewhere.
You're not.
That's a good question.
There's
So,
room for improvement. So,
Yeah, so
God
what
made
we're
you
trying to
perfect.
And then some of us just got it all.
ascertain is whether or not you think you're perfect.
You don't need any improvement.
No,
at
it's
all.
not
Well, actually, Andrew, we're trying to ascertain if you're delusional.
Yeah, but that would be the claim of perfection.
Sure.
So anybody who would claim that they were perfect would be delusional.
Oh, you're
right.
saying 10
This
is.
would
You're saying
inside
10
of-
is perfect.
Yeah, so when we're rating a scale
Yes,
of 1 to
10 is
10,
perfect.
10 is the max, right?
Yeah.
Physically.
So
She said
yeah,
looks.
perfect, physically perfect. Can anything be above a 10?
Word perfect. I didn't say
Can
the word
can
perfect
anything
is
be
too.
okay? Well, then hang on, just follow my logic. Can anything in the scale of 1 to 10 be higher than 10?
No.
No,
So
but nobody said
right, so-
perfect.
But y'all just said that y'all perfect pretty much. Y'all don't even hear what he's saying. It's like, yeah, y'all conceded. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, so if 10 is the highest,
I ain't mad at
that
it.
means that
Just it
you're
is what it
counting
is.
yourself among the elite, least percentile on planet Earth. I don't even know if there's a 10 which exists, but if there was, you're claiming that that is you. The most
No,
beautiful
I didn't
of the
see the
beautiful
question in
of
that
the
way.
beautiful.
I didn't see the question that way. I think everything is imperfect. So the word perfect to me
And
doesn't.
it's not that it don't look good. It's just like, sweetheart, you're not a 10. Like, I ain't saying like, bro, I ain't saying she ain't bad. I'm just saying that, well, you're not a 10. And the ranges to be bad is honestly like a 6 to 8 range. You could be still a bad bitch as long as you got some ass and titties. I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, it's not hard to be in that range. But to be a 10, a solidified 10, oh man. That's just something God given.
stand in that question of physically 10, I think that everyone at this
Or you
table
built
is
it.
absolutely beautiful. So I would rate
Dr.
everyone
Miami.
here 10,
Okay,
including myself.
let's. I think that's fair. So let's back up and kind of address
Because
the
I don't
claim.
believe
Again,
in
that's a good
perfection.
argument. Hang
You're
on.
using the word perfection as in that's 10.
You
10 is
know what?
perfection because that's your perception. That's
Now
not
I
my
understand
perception.
what I get it. Now I understand what you mean by perfect. And I understand that you're also are yielding to a God you consider only God to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? That's your standard of perfection, right?
Yes.
You're like
Both
God.
of you?
Yes.
I mean,
I can't
both,
take it seriously. I don't
both
Guys,
one.
into the mics, please.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if you're only considering God perfect, that's fine. Okay, though I don't know how you would be able to ascertain the physical beauty of God. We will still assume that under your worldview, the physical beauty of God is a 10, along with every
I think
other
myself,
characteristic.
including everyone else,
hang
is
on,
not
because that is perfection.
perfectly physical. No.
Okay,
Then why
I
did you
get
give yourself a 10?
it. But what I'm saying to you is that in this scale, we're only talking about physical characteristics. 10 being the highest possible. So let me
Yeah,
reframe.
10. I think everyone's a 10 up in here.
Stop and let
Bro,
me finish.
come on.
Let me reframe the question so that you understand it better, understanding your paradigm. If
You're being nice for
1,000
no
men, random, meaning,
You don't even gotta be
again,
nice.
I can't emphasize this enough, random. In fact, repeat back the word random so I know that you know what I mean. Because I've asked this question a million times, I just
Random.
need to know you know it. Yeah, random, okay. So 1,000 random men, they're at a fair, and you're in a beauty contest, and they bring you up. And they say, okay, guys, you can go from 1 to 10 on her beauty. Okay, and the average of what all of you determine her beauty to be is what we'll go with. So this guy raises 2, this guy raises 4, this guy raises 7, this guy raises 10. What do you think the average, the collective of all 1,000 of the men would put you numerically?
We're going to start with you, and then we're going to ask you 4. Go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What I think that they would think of me.
Did you hear what he was saying?
yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard question to answer.
Okay, so you answered 10.
Yeah.
So in the scenario that he gave you, what do you think they would give you? The 1,000 random men on average.
7.
I want to say 10. Shit.
And that's, oh my God. If 100 men lined this girl up, bro, if all ethnicities lined this young lady up, bro, she'd be butthurt about what she'd hear. Even the black ones would hit her with the baby girl. You are not no damn 10. Actually, you're cute. It's just that you're not no 10. You're like a 6. Bro, white boy, Asian, Indian, man, bro, they're gonna probably hit her with the, like a 4 or 5, like, yeah, do her a little dirty.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it's
What about you? You said 8. What would the
I ain't
1,000 men
saying
give
that
you?
maybe Nation
Average,
might call her a
maybe
6,
7.
but
Because I don't know.
that's the best.
This is difficult because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
That's why we have.
No, but it'd have been a common range, though. I promise you, bro. Honestly, there might need to be a show done like this. Like, we just line up women, and then we rate them to figure out what their common range is. Man, hey, no, nobody take that. I'm writing it down already. It's too late. But anyway, though, but nah, I'm pretty sure her common range, if we just line up a bunch of men of different ethnicities, it would be around like from a 4 to a 6 range. But I don't see any dude calling her like an 8 or anything. It'd be crazy.
1,000 beholders, and we're asking you to average what you think they'd say.
but I don't know their perception on beauty. If they like Western beauty, if they like blondes,
They like Western beauty.
I'm not Western beauty.
Yeah, great. So anyway, they like Western beauty.
So then I wouldn't be I wouldn't
Into
apply
the
to
mic.
this. I wouldn't apply to this scenario because if people like Western beauty, that's blonde hair, blue eyes, lighter skin. I'm the opposite of that.
Okay,
Oh, hell nah. She ain't just lie to herself like that. Whoa, sweetheart. I know you a different race, but you look more like a white girl, like low key. So I'm gonna be real with you. You kind of do have Western beauty standards. Like blonde, bro, that's not blonde hair, blue eyes. You think that's just basic Western beauty standards? You gotta have blonde. Bro, I don't even like blonde hair girls. I'm gonna be real with you. If you ask me what my favorite type of white girl was, it'd probably be I don't know, the brunettes or something. Maybe I'm just familiar with the brown. What can I say?
Fine. They value Eastern beauty.
She would be a 10.
I'd still be a 10. I view myself
It
as
just
a 10.
depends on what you
Self-love. I
love.
don't know.
Yeah,
I know that you view yourself as a 10. My question is not how.
they be
He
10.
would
I
be
don't know.
attracted to her just as much as she's attracted to herself.
What's my, hang on. I just want you to repeat for me. What's my actual question to you? Can you repeat it for me?
The question that you're asking is if there's 1,000 men, what is the average of what is the rate that they're going to give you on average based off of the 1,000 men that are looking at you in the beauty pageant?
Yes.
Am I
Can you
taking?
answer
Is that
my question?
correct? That's correct,
Yes, please.
right?
Yeah,
They're gonna rate you a 10.
So answer the question. for the both
Like
of
she
you.
said, depending on where
facts,
we
though.
are, like if I,
Nah, facts. I ain't gonna lie though. Old girl is hourglassed out though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, you Rumble boys. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm in.
Okay, you're out
Middle
east.
East
For
or
the
if I'm
love of
in-
God, give
You're
a
in.
number.
You're in east. You're as east as you can go, or as
Yeah.
central east, wherever the fuck
No, 'cause
you
this
want. I don't
matters.
care.
That's why I'm like,
Whatever you think it'll be.
Okay, yeah, if it was in my side of where I was raised, where I was-
If you break it down to race, then yeah, that's why I was saying earlier. I'm like, yeah, if you lined up 100 men of different race, there'd be like a spectrum of a number. Like you'd probably these women probably go from like, well, you probably be like a 5 to a 7. If we lined up 100 guys and they rated you, yeah, these would be pretty surprised how none of them would be a 10. But we could all agree that some of them is cute, but just not the same level as cute as the next man would think.
where I was blood born, then yeah, that would be a 10. But if I was in
You'd be a
America,
10 where?
where I was
Where
blood.
were you born?
Aryan
Where's
beauty
that?
standards,
Well,
I
I'm
ain't gonna lie,
Egyptian.
would be
We're
blonde hair,
full-blood
blue eyes,
Egyptian.
blue
You think you'd be a
hourglass
10 in Egypt?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I already know
All
that.
right. And so then,
So all 1,000 men would hold up a sign
Hey,
saying
that's
10.
like hourglass
Yes,
too,
100%.
though.
Oh, okay.
and then,
And now I just want you to look at me and say, Andrew, I just want these words. Can you look right in the camera? Just look at the camera. Whatever
read.
camera's the closest to you, look right at it
stare
and
at
say,
it right
here.
Andrew, I'm not delusional.
This camera.
Every man in Egypt would say I'm a 10.
I wouldn't. No, I'm not saying that because that's not. See, your words are very manipulative. You just said
Oh, no,
1,000.
they're not. If it's
then you just
1,000 out
said,
of 1,000,
every man.
you could.
But yeah, I
you
would
could
think that I would
never
love to
have a
think.
sample size higher than 1,000
I would
out
love
of
to
1,000.
think that
saying
I would
something.
love to think that every man in Egypt finds me beautiful. Yes, I would love to think that. That is
Well,
my opinion.
my question
on
isn't what
myself.
you'd like to think. My question is what you
know,
actually think.
That is what I think.
Your question is
What I like to think is what I think.
That might be true.
It's not even valid.
It's
Like,
about my
we don't
self-love
know.
and
Why
how I
isn't my
perceive
question
myself.
valid?
Because how are we
Chad,
supposed
what
to
you
know what
rate her,
other
though?
men think? I'm a woman. I don't have the mind
Well,
of a
I'm
man.
not
I don't
I'm not
know.
asking you to know what
You are
they think.
asking me. You're asking me to. How would they judge me? How am I supposed to know?
Yeah, I'm just asking what you think they would guess.
I don't know. Whatever they guess. Like, you know what I mean? It's an invalid
Okay.
question.
I'll take
It's
a
an
crack.
invalid question. Okay, hang on. I got it. It's an invalid question. If
Okay.
a bird hit that window doing 1,000 miles an hour, what do you think would happen?
They would die.
Oh, wait. Suddenly, when it comes to a hypothetical, you can, even though it hasn't happened, you don't know exactly what would
injured.
happen. You can somehow make a guess as to what would happen. But in this case, your brain, it's empty. You have no idea what they'd ever say.
You're hurting my brain.
Yeah, I'm sure. And every Egyptian man would agree with me.
No, they wouldn't.
I don't even think we should grant this,
No, they wouldn't.
this geographical move. You guys currently reside in the United States, so what would men,
In the United States.
a cross section of men,
I think
who
I
live in
would
the
be,
United States?
I think I would be at 8 to 9. 9. I would say 9 in my.
9. Okay,
Yeah,
what about
9
you?
for me.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
guys
I
are
would say the
twins.
same.
So,
I would say the same
okay, yeah.
answer. Yeah.
9. Okay. So still 10, 9, 9.
So they went down one.
Somebody going to tell him? Somebody tell him? Madison, you want to tell him?
This one?
Morgan, you want to tell him?
So it would actually, I just want to let you know that what you're saying is that you think 1,000 out of 1,000 men would essentially vote 9 or 10 or 8 for every single one of you to the point that you would average out to a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
This
I think
would
that
put
everyone
you
in
at the
this table.
highest, hang on, this would put you at the highest beauty standards of the entirety of planet Earth.
All right, let's get a word in from our sponsors here. Because let me tell you about our sponsor, Patriot Shave. Backed by our 2005-star customer review and a satisfaction guaranteed, Patriot Shave offers premium quality razors at an affordable price. But even better, they are a freedom-loving company that is standing up for traditional values and fighting wokeness. while other big name razor brands may salute flags or support causes that don't align with your values, Gillette, Patriot Shave is here for you, the hardworking men and women who love this country and who don't want your hard-earned money to support woke causes. So throw away your woke wazers in the trash and go to patriotshave.com right now and use the code SWITCH for 15% off. That's patriotshave.com, code SWITCH. Patriot Shave, code SWITCH, man. Make sure you get you a freedom shave. Let's go.
Highest possible beauty standards. So that you understand what that means,
Yes.
every single woman who has come on this podcast has given a similar answer to that, which means that either A, Brian Atlas only books the most beautiful women in the world
True.
to come on whatever,
Hottest chicks.
or the more likely possibility. If, for instance, if I were to ask you this question, you two twins in the back, and I'll let you both answer. If you right now had to make a gamble, had to make a gamble, and if you were wrong on the gamble, you instantly drop dead. That was the consequence of the
That's
gamble.
fine.
If you had to either gamble, A, that Brian Atlas brings the most beautiful women on the podcast ever,
That's true.
or B, that the women who mostly come on the podcast are delusional when it comes to self-ratings, which way would you gamble?
I would not gamble because it's haram, first of all.
Yeah, I know, but you
You're
had
asking me
to.
the wrong. You're asking mom. You're
If you
asking the
had-
wrong person.
If
so
you
I'm sorry.
had to.
Yeah, I know.
I can't. It's against my
but
religion.
Hey, you know what's not haram? A hypothetical. So engage in the
Yeah,
hypothetical.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, I just don't understand, why do you want us to look at ourselves lower?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Hold
Just answer the
on.
question.
Why?
Hold on.
I don't get
You
that.
can't weasel answer his question.
Just don't-
No, we don't want you to look at yourself lower. We just want to know, do you have any humility? It's not about looking at yourselves lower. It's about, I want to know, do you have any humility, and do you see yourself as a person who can self-improve? Because if you think there's a 10, man, shoot, there ain't nothing that a man can do with you, and you might as well just go ahead and set off on the sunset and do your own thing. But if a girl comes to you with some humility and she be like, oh, yeah, I'm like a 7, 8, you feel me? I have some places I could work on. I'm trying to get to my final form. We could work with that. But we just want to know, man, girl, do you got any goddamn humility?
Understand? I'm more than happy to be humbled by saying I'm a 1. I would say that I could be a 1. I'd be
Yeah, I
happy
know.
with that
Can you answer
answer.
my question?
Yeah, answer the actual question.
Wait, what was the question?
The question is, if you had to gamble and the stakes were your life, would you either gamble A, that Brian Atlas brings the most beautiful women in the world on his podcast and fills the entire podcast with them, or B, that most of the women who come on the podcast are delusional when it comes to their self-rating? Hang on.
A.
You didn't even hear the second part of the
No,
question.
Yeah, I heard. I
You will
remembered.
die.
Or you will
How can you
die.
answer before you even heard the
Because I
second
know the
part of
answer.
the
That
question?
I know the answer. It's not delusion. You shouldn't feel like a woman who self-love or whatever thinks that
think
everyone
they're
here is beautiful is delusional. That's self-hate.
That's not what it is.
trying to spread hate.
The
What is it?
question
Then
is
what
not
is it?
whether or not you shouldn't have a high estimate or a high
Risking that. Well, god damn, man. You like Islam mocking shit, man. God damn.
estimate of
Shout
your own
out-
looks.
shout out to my man
The
in the
question
chat, friends.
is diverting to the gaze of males and whether or not men would judge you the same way you judge yourself.
That question is
Your,
valid.
hang on. Your answer is yes, they would.
Okay, I can see why. Because look, so you're used to the Arabic look. I get it. I get where you're coming from now. You're used to the Arabic look. Over here is a little bit more exotic, so they go up about a couple points just for the look. But you over there, you're like, man, I'm tired of these noses, man. God damn it, man. Look, bro. Yeah, they 6s. It looks nice, but it's average to you. I feel you. My man said he's Russian, Iraqian.
And so my question becomes, if that is so, and every single woman who comes on this podcast gives a similar answer, then that would be conceding that Brian Atlas just has the
Shout
most
out to
beautiful
Rumble Chat.
women on his podcast.
Yes, and then that audience would agree by placebo effect. Placebo effect. Because when everyone is like, oh wow, like I'm so
Placebo
beautiful,
effect.
or they think that they're very beautiful up in here, like all the people
Do
here.
you realize that the
Favorite kind of
placebo
placebo.
effect would indicate that you were
Gazebo effect.
wrong? The placebo
wouldn't.
effect is saying there is no actual consequence here, but it's make-believe and all in your head.
heads, yes,
The placebo
that's what I'm
effect
saying.
is a delusion. Do you realize that?
He got you.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
He's right.
The placebo effect is a delusion.
It's
But
yeah.
that's not what I feel like
Yeah,
she was trying
you
to
say
say.
Yeah, it's like you think you're getting the cure, but you don't. You're just going off the thought, the idea that you got it, and ironically, just from thinking that you got it or believing that you have it, having that faith, you could actually see results of you being cured just off you thinking. So think about that. The power of thought is amazing.
Well, I'm saying the people watching. I didn't say the women. I said it's the placebo effect on the
you
people.
said- you
You're
said
not
the women.
listening to my goddamn statement. You're just sitting up here
Come on,
talking
you
so
said
damn
the
much. You're
women,
not
it
even
would be the
listening.
placebo effect.
I just said there's a placebo effect on the audience, not the people
Women
on here.
themselves.
You're just
Oh, it's not the.
you're
it's not,
delusional.
So,
You're delusional.
so so do you think that the women, all of the women who come on the whatever podcast, just happen to be the most beautiful women in the whole world, or do you think that they might have a slightly higher estimation of themselves than the general public would?
I would like to see a woman be self-confident in herself, and I would
What does
not
it have
like
to do with confidence?
because
Not
it,
question.
because
how are you going to say that they are naturally attractive? That's on your
You look in the
opinion.
mirror and you
That's
think
your
you're a one?
opinion.
Like, no.
Based on how you were raised, based off of your programming is telling me that I am beautiful to you off of 1 to 10. Why do I give a damn? I don't. So why would
Well, you
I
don't,
think
but
in
that's
the
not
way
the
of a
question.
man? I'm
Yeah,
not going
yeah,
to think
I
in a
know.
way
Can
of
you
a
answer
man.
the question?
That's why the question is not. It's like
Nobody
it's just
gives
to
a shit about
debunk
the
because
diatribes.
we
Just
are
answer
not
the
men.
question.
How will we know that? So we can only give our estimated guess based off of ourselves, based off of a woman's standpoint.
All right, hang on. I get it now. Due to the fact that leprechauns and unicorns mate in the sky and there's rainbows underneath Skittles on top of hills, which
Yo,
exist
this man
within
is
ants who are
hilarious.
chocolate-covered, leflipidoos are often green.
Well, I'm just
Can
going
you
based
answer the
off of my
fucking
life
question I
experience,
asked,
to be
or are you
honest.
going to keep obfuscating into shit that I don't care about? My question is, does Brian Atlas bring on the most beautiful women in the world?
Yes, I already said the answer.
Alternatively, do they have a higher estimation of themselves than they actually believe that they do? That's my question.
Number one.
Answer the question.
Number one, I answered it. I circled it 3 times.
No, you
Hey.
didn't. What you did was you said that unicorns live underground with gophers and sometimes they wear green hats.
Well,
Nobody
you're
gives a
just
shit. Answer
delusional,
the
so that's why
question.
you're mad that you want me to join your delusional.
Answer the
I
question.
did.
You didn't. Saying that you answered the question doesn't mean you answered it. It just means that you're full of shit. Answer the question.
Bullshit.
Wait, Andrew, isn't a component of the question under threat of death? So,
Yes.
like, they would,
Wow.
they would die, basically.
No, what's going on is they actually haven't answered the question. They've gone out of their way to do everything but answer it. So I'm going to ask one more time. This time, just
You don't
give
have
me
to.
the
You know what?
direct-
I'll just give you what you
I
want.
just want-
I'm gonna give
okay,
you what
yeah,
you
yeah, give me
want.
the direct question.
We are saying what we think is our higher self, whatever you want.